Alright, you are welcome to the second episode of our training. So now, in the last training, I forgot to put axis across this column. So I will just click on this axis, copy selection, then okay, there is no line here, so I will just copy selection, or let's just come to this place, copy, click on this line, then copy selection, then I pick this corner and I drop it here. Alright, so we have the axis across the column now. Alright, now we are going to label the structural members. So I will label the structural members now. So I will just multi-text, so say beam 1, alright, so this is beam 1. I can move it very well, so I will copy this to other areas. So this is I will switch up this. I can make this on. Here, so I can now start to edit. Okay, this is beam 1 already, so this is beam 2, then this is beam 3, then this is beam 4, this is beam 5, this is beam 6. These are continuous beams. Beam 7, and this one is beam 8. Alright, so we can do the same thing for these other ones. I will copy one here, then I will rotate, copy, alright, so alright, so I can, the last one here is beam 8, so I can call this one beam 9, then this is beam 10, this is beam 11, and this is beam 12. So I can delete this one. Yeah, I'm trying to go deep down for the benefit of those who are still new to the use of AutoCAD and the software. And I'm also trying to make everything easy now, so that when we get to the softwares, I mean the Prota and the robot, it will be easier for us to do our modeling. So now beam 9 is a continuous beam, and it runs all the way like that. So now the next one, let's do the same thing for the columns. So I will just edit this. I'm going to call the ground floor columns C1. So I will move this, then I can now begin to copy. Sorry, I will move this. The ground floor columns are my they are C1, so I will just copy like this: C1, C1, C1. This column around the staircase, I want it to continue all the way to the roof level, so I'm going to call it C3, while I call the first floor columns C2. So this is C2. So if this is C3, so I would want this to be C3 as well. C3, C3. Then let's continue with the C1. So this is a C1 column, C1 column, C1 column. And also I wouldn't want to have any column here, so I'm going to delete. Sorry. I'm trying to delete the column lines. So I will just copy this one back, copy selection, alright. So I don't want any column here, that is why I want these 4 columns to continue to the roof level. So now let's continue. Copy C2. C2 will be, let me switch this off. C2, C2, this is C2, C2. The C2 columns are, oh sorry, I forgot to delete these ones. I'm going to delete these ones as well, these columns. Alright, so let's copy again. Copy selection from here to here to here, escape. So now copy again, C2, 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 C2 is here, then C2 is here. Alright, so now we are going to do the same thing for the slabs. So for the slabs, I'm going to label them as panel 1, panel 2, panel 3 and all that. So I'm going to just copy these and edit it. So this is a panel 1. So this one is quite big. I'm going to make it 100. Also the depth, let's have the depth to be 150 millimeter. Alright, so this is panel 1. This is panel 2, 3. I'm going to edit it later, so let's just put them like this first. Right, so these are the different panels that we have. So let's just edit accordingly. So this is panel 2, this is panel 3. For the purpose of for the benefit of those who are new, So this software is panel, I mean slabs. That's what I mean by panels. So this is 5, this is 6, then I have here 7, this is 8, this is 9, this is 10, here is the staircase area, so this is 11, this is 12. You double click on it to edit accordingly. Sorry, I forgot to put one here, so copy. So this is 13, this is 14, this is 15. We can move this a bit. This is let's copy here. So this is 16, this is 17, this is 18, this is 19, and this is 20. So we have 20 panels at the first floor. We have 20 panels. Now another thing we are going to do now is I want us to check if we have partitions on the slabs. Of course we are going to have partitions, so let's have a look. Now we what we're going to do is that since this is the first floor architectural plan, first of all let's copy a new plan of the first floor. Let's just Control C, then go back here and Control V. Now let's delete these things again. I should have made a copy of this before. Alright, so now okay, now this is the first floor. Now what we are going to do now is I want to know exactly where we have the partitions on this floor. Now we first of all, let's delete all these doors. Now the doors are deleted. So now these are the partitions. These ones, these are the partitions. Now for us to have a kind of clearer view, let us do something. I would want to go to layer properties and create a new layer for the partitions. So I will just type partitions. Alright, so I will close this, then we go back to here and say partitions. Now let's make it red. Let's the partition be, sorry, let's make it like this here. And the line width, let the line width be this thick. Alright, so we go to polyline and we just draw a line, make it straight like this. Alright, so we go to properties, that is match properties. Then we are going to change the color of all the partitions and place them on the floor, on the ground, I mean on the first floor. Alright, so that's what we're going to do now. So these are the partitions. I'm doing all this for the sake of those who are still very new to design. or those people that design is new to them, whichever way. All right, so these are the partitions. These are the partitions on the floor. Okay, let me select this one as well. All right, so when you are selecting, please don't make the mistake of selecting the wrong lines. Make sure you select just the partitions alone. So these are the partitions. Now this is what we are going to do. We will now select the partitions, go to select similar. You can see that only the partition walls are selected. So you now go to copy selection. So let's pick this corner. Then we now, oh, before we do that, sorry, let's make a copy of this in case. So we copy, place it here, escape. So now let's do it again. Select all the partitions, go to select similar, then copy selection, and then we now pick this corner and pick the same corner here. So escape. Now you can see clearly the partitions. Can you see? These are the partitions on the floor. So for you to have a clearer view, we can shift these ones. Right, so that you can have a clearer view. Or better still, we can reduce the size to 200 and move it one side. So this is partition. So let's close this up. So you can see these are the partitions on the first floor. I'm trying to close up the partitions. Alright, so I am done closing up the partitions. Now another thing I'm going to do now is we are going to take the length of the partitions. We are going to take the length of the partitions. Sorry, I'm trying to shift all this so that we can have a better view. Alright, so now this is how the partition walls would appear on the first floor plan. Now let's take the dimension of the partitions. I will just take one or two, then we would proceed. So you go to, first of all, I want to go back to just this, then let's change the line thickness. Then I want it to be this color. So now let's go to dimension. Now this is panel 2. Now what is the length of the wall on panel 2? We just take the measurement, 669. What about this? We have this, we have this, Then we have this. Sorry, I can shift this up like this. Alright, so let me take one or two more, then we proceed from there. Right, so these are the length of the partitions on the floor. Now, the essence of taking this measurement is that I want to calculate the additional dead load on each panel as a result of these partition walls, and that is what I have done here. You can see this is the wall load calculations, and these are the panels, panel 2, 4, 5 up to 19. Now my wall unit weight is 3.47 kilonewton per meter square, and I have taken the wall length across each panel. Like for panel 2 now, the wall length is 0.669, as you can see from here. This is panel 2 and the wall length is 669 millimeter, that's 0.669. And if you go and check panel 5, you can see I have here panel 5, the wall length is 8.809. that is, by the time you add all these walls together, you know, we have one here, this is another one, these are the walls. Now by the time you add the length of these walls together, you are going to arrive at 8.809. also, this is the wall height, 3 meter, and the panel length, because we are trying to distribute the loading over the area of the panel. So the length of the panel is we need to take the dimensions, sorry, this is 3896 1130 1290 1297, then 889 4500. All right, so now sorry, let me, okay, now this is the length of the panel, 4.5. as you can see from here, this is 4.5 meter, and the width is 3.896. so we are trying to distribute the loading over the area of the panel. This is the width of the panel, 3.896. so, and this has been programmed like this, that is B6, that is the wall unit weight multiplied by the wall length multiplied by the wall height, then you divide by the area of the panel, which is 4.5 by 8.96, and that will give you 5.23. so now these are the additional dead loads as a result of these partition walls. All these we are going to do in robots and Protastructure. Now the next thing we are going to do now is we are going to create the general arrangement we are to export to Protastructure, and for the robot analysis, we are going to draw the general arrangements inside the robot interface. So now let's start with that of the Protastructure. Now this is what we are going to do first. We are going to select these columns. We are going to select these columns first. So we are going to select these these columns first. I don't want to select the beams. I want to make sure I'm selecting the columns alone. So let me do something. Let me just make a copy of this. Okay, so now I will just select similar, then I will delete all the beams. Now select this, select similar, delete all these. So now this is the general arrangement that we are going to, the GA plan that we are going to export to the Protastructure. Oh, sorry, I have deleted everything. So let's do something. Let's move this to another interface. Okay, good. So now let's move this to another interface. Copy. Or we can actually create a new window. We can just come here and create a new AutoCAD window. So now we can move this to the new AutoCAD window. Alright, so now we can delete all these other ones. Select similar, delete. So now we have only the columns. We have only the columns. Now we are going to do something. We're going to place them under layers. So let's just go to axis first. Then let's have this color green. Then polyline. Draw a line like this. Then go to match property. Select the line. Then match the properties. Then we can delete this. So now let's do the same thing for the columns. So let's go to layer properties, new layer, select columns. Now I'm going to group them together now. Columns. Then you come here and select columns. Then let's make the color to be blue. Okay, so now we go to polyline. Just draw a line, then match property, select this, and make sure you are selecting all the columns at once like this, then enter. Then you can delete this. So we have all the columns here at once. So now we are going to save this as a DXF file. We are going to save this as a DXF file. So we go to AutoCAD, then you go to save as, save it as a DXF. Then I will name it as general arrangement plan. Okay, so I'm going to save it in a particular folder on my desktop. So I will save. All right, so that is all for the general arrangement we are to export to Protastructure. And in the next episode we are going to see how we'll be modeling the structural members both in Protastructure and robot structural analysis. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.